Good afternoon. I am Andrea Chisholm with the Midday News for this Tuesday, December 17. A special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. The debate continues over government's plans to cut funding for social intervention programs such as the Peace Management Initiative PMI. The decision is not sitting well with some sectors of society. TVJ's Shane Masters has the update.
National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang made the announcement last week, stating that instead of social intervention programs, investment will be made in rehabilitating police stations, creating a stronger investigative unit, and improving other aspects of the police force. Money will also be spent on improving schools and other social amenities in crime-plagued communities. Social development specialist Dr. Peter Baker has taken issue with the position, arguing that it is unfortunate based on the circumstances. She argues that cutting should not be the first response, as there are other ways to improve the programs.
It does a grave injustice to the people who have paid and unpaid, dedicated years of effort into doing necessary work. So that's one. Secondly, I think it's also unfortunate that he has made the work or situation when it really needs to be a both and. At the same time, we need to improve the schools, the clinics, the facilities, take down the zinc fences, improve the housing, improve the garbage collection. Neither PMI nor CSJP have the mandate, the resources, nor the power to effect any of those changes. So I think that too is unfortunate because it is actually a misrepresentation of the situation.
Social anthropologist Dr. Herbert Gale, who assessed the program, says the main weakness he discovered was underfunding. He says the program has achieved astonishing results despite the financial issues. Dr. Gale says he studied the program's impact in 7 communities and found that it led to a reduction in murders in all of them.
The primary problem with the VIP, Violence Interruption Program, that is lack of resources. And in short, what they have achieved with the little resources they have is absolutely astonishing and comes on the back of a lot of people neglecting their families in order to help to make change in their communities.
Shane Masters, TVJ News.
The local government and health ministries are expected to discuss additional plans to contain the dengue outbreak. While those talks continue, citizens are being urged to do their part.
If the minds of the people don't change, it makes no difference in what we do.
And that is why local government minister Desmond McKenzie is urging members of the public to join the fight against dengue. Mr. McKenzie says there are still persons who are not taking preventative measures to rid communities of the breeding sites of the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which spreads the dengue virus.
There are many cases where in people's backyard, in unused swimming pools, there are breeding grounds for mosquitoes. And despite the attempt by the authorities, in some cases, people drive them out of their yard.
Mr. McKenzie explains that while it is the responsibility of elected officials to protect citizens from dengue, citizens should also take responsibility to protect themselves. Hence this warning.
The government is going to respond in a positive way to persons who obstruct people who are executing their responsibility to rid this country of the dengue epidemic that is taking over the country.
Speaking at a recent disaster preparedness town hall meeting in Falmouth, Mr. McKenzie said his ministry, in collaboration with the health ministry, will seek to fight the health catastrophe.
There will be a meeting at the Ministry of Local Government between the Ministry of Health, all the mayors and CEOs to discuss and to roll out another phase of our fight against the dengue outbreak.
Prince Moore, TVJ News.
Former employees of Fly Jamaica Airways are losing hope that they will be paid outstanding monies. The airline ceased operations in March this year. They say the prospect of payment is looking dim now that Fly Jamaica has applied for bankruptcy protection. Former employee Opal Crossdale spoke with our news center last night. Mr. Crossdale said the recent announcement that Fly Jamaica had been purchased by a team of investors also provided the workers with little comfort.
Since then, all optimism has basically faded. The company that, gave an indication that they had purchased Air Jamaica, that fell to nothing. Nothing came of it. And we're now seeing where the company has filed for bankruptcy protection. So, as we're just looking at it to say that everything is lost.
Mr. Crossdale said the former Fly Jamaica employees are now looking at their options. However, he did not give details.
The bottom line is it was a limited liability company, so it was, not practical to sue in the first place. As to where we go now as a group or as individual employees, it's difficult to say. But we're looking at some options.
And it's time for a break, but stay with us. We have more stories right after these messages. Welcome back, and we're continuing the news. A call this afternoon for the leadership in St. Mary to highlight the implications of rape to the younger generation. The call comes from head of the St. Mary Police, Superintendent Gov't Morgan Simpson, after several young men were charged in the Home Circuit Court for having sex with a minor.
27 matters have been dealt with so far, and of the 27 matters, two persons were found. There were two cases where persons were found guilty. They actually pleaded guilty. Two pleaded guilty for manslaughter, one for assault occasioning actual grievous bodily harm, one for rape, and 16 for having sex with children under 16.
Superintendent Morgan Simpson, who was speaking at a municipal corporation meeting, says the rate of sexual offences carried out by teen boys within the parish is serious cause for concern.
And what is very disturbing is that a lot of these persons who are getting involved in these matters are very young men. I remember the last circuit we had 4 between the ages of 14 and 16 who were actually gang raped. Another 14-year-old. So I am begging you in your capacity, whether as counselor, within the church, wherever, to just educate these youngsters in the whole matter of their responsibility, and to recognize that it is serious business when they do stuff like this.
The People's National Party PNP says the delay in the completion of repairs at the Cornwall Regional Hospital will affect the treatment of dengue as well as new cases of hand, foot and mouth disease in the western region. In a statement on Monday, the party said the government is not responding promptly to the needs of residents of western parishes who have to seek treatment at the hospital. In addition, Opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Maurice Guy, said services at the hospital are being provided under unsatisfactory conditions. He claimed that even though the health ministry has reported that medical services are available, staff and patients are still experiencing discomfort at Cornwall Regional. And in sports, Tivoli Gardens outscored hosts Cavalier FC 3-2 in the Red Stripe Premier League match Monday night at the Stadium East Field. Tivoli actually led 3-0 at halftime, with Davian Garrison getting a double in the 3rd and 21st minutes, while Newton Sterling netted the other on the stroke of the interval. Shavon Marsh in the 65th and Leonard Rankin in time added on were the scorers for Cavalier. With the win, Tivoli moved 1 place up to 9th on 21 points, while Cavalier stayed in 7th place. Waterhouse continues to lead the league with 35 points. And with just over a month to go before the RGR Gleaner Sports Foundation National Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year Awards, we start our preview with a look at the nominees. TVJ's Renata Brown reports.
When the list of 9 nominees for the Sportswoman of the Year award was made public, the general consensus was that World 100-meter champion Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was the overwhelming favorite to land the top award. Track and field analyst Dwayne Extel is one such person who feels Fraser-Pryce's performance in 2019 should see her be named Sportswoman of the Year. But he feels the runner-up spot will be a battle between 2 field events athletes.
I really like Daniel Thomas-Dodd. I know Shanika Ricketts had a fantastic season, second place at the World Championship, Diamond League winner. But for Daniel Thomas-Dodd, 4th at the last World Championship to get 2nd this year, and also the first Jamaican woman to win a medal in that event. It's nothing to smile about. You know, it's not an easy thing to do, to go to the world stage and win an event or get a medal in an event for the very first time. So I think her resume this season, she won at the Pan American Games, so did Shanika Ricketts, but it still gives Daniel the edge for me because she's our first ever medalist in that event.
Exel also believes the top 2 finish for Thomas-Dodd would help to lift the profile of throws heading into 2020.
The throws have been on the rise. Men's, women, they've been doing well. And you think about what Daniel has accomplished this year, it would give some encouragement to the rest of the athletes here, the younger ones who are pursuing a career in track and field, to make them realize that it's not just about sprints. You know, the hurdles are doing well, the throws, the jumps are doing well. So her medal at this World Championship really has done a lot and will do a lot going forward for the nation. And I think it will inspire a lot of young people.
The RGR Gleaner Group Sports Foundation Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year Awards Gala will be held on January 17 at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. Live coverage will be on TVJ, TVJ Sports Network, and Hits 92 FM.
Thank you, Renardo. And that's the Midday News. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Join us at 7 for the Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports, and production teams, good afternoon.